Hey everybody, happy Monday and welcome to Collider TV Talk for TV fans. I'm your host, Sinéad Vries, and this is the weekly show where we bring you the latest news from the world of television, plus talk about the week that wasn't TV. Joining us this afternoon is Josh Omarion Macuga.
Yes, the newest lead singer of B2K. We're on the comeback, everybody. We're going to be hitting cruise ships, malls, you name it. Omarion and me are there. Oops, Daisy. Had the live stream there going on the old computer.
You watching us over there?
No,
You just can't get enough TV Talk. You got to watch it on your computer
the old
too.
double time.
Right.
I thought you guys couldn't get enough Penguins jersey last week, so I'm going to continue the trend. Back-to-back champs. Suck it, Buffalo.
So funny. It's not funny. Quiet.
Who else is here,
Sinéad,
Sinéad?
who else is here?
We don't talk about the Penguins at the Collider office. Okay?
Oh, we don't?
No, we don't.
Huh, interesting.
Also joining us this afternoon is David Griffin.
I don't know about the whole B2K. I will not be going bump with Macuga. So, yeah. It's good to have the crew back. Everybody's back now.
I know.
Everybody's back.
Everybody's back.
And?
And?
Also,
Let's get into it.
also joining us is Emma Fyffe.
Yes, also back. Here I am. It's a great day. It's
It sure
really,
is.
really hot outside in LA.
hot.
But
It's really hot in this jersey, I'll be honest.
you know,
have
you're gonna
to
make
wear
it
it.
through the whole show in Jersey.
Oh, I'm making
It's
it
so
through.
hot. I
Okay.
couldn't even put my hair extensions in because I was like, it's not worth the sweat. I'm just going to go. So I can't even imagine what you're feeling like because it's like
Yeah.
101.
I feel like I've asked you this before. I'm maybe on the Josh Macuga show, I'm not sure, but what you would want on your gravestone, Sinead, and I think it's too hot to put my hair extensions
That's
in.
right.
Sinead DeVries.
That's right. Exactly.
Last week, unfortunately, Emma and I weren't here, but I got to say, you guys held down the fort amazingly.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the episode. Thanks to Ben Bateman for coming on. I'm going to slide over here. What's there? Oh, we're good. Cool. These new chairs are very rolly and
Great back support.
Yeah,
Great
they-
back
they-
support.
Great back
Really
support.
nice back support.
What
And
they
also
call a
they're
good
like the
lumbar.
woven back, so like
Yeah.
your back doesn't get sweaty.
They're
It's
so fancy.
Yeah.
This is
good.
what people call great television, guys. Talking about chairs that you can't see. But we are back. We are talking TV. We got so many finales this week and next week. So many things coming out. We are going to talk about Blood Drive. We're going to talk about finales of American Gods, Handmaid's Tale. We're going to talk about it all. But before we get into the main news story, right before this, before it kind of went to the air about a couple hours ago, we got word that Star Trek has a release date. David? Emma?
9/24,
Yep.
2017 will be the most epic Sunday night of all time.
For those
Sorry, Easter.
For
Sorry.
those people out there that don't know the 9th month of the year, that would be which?
That is a September.
September.
The month of that's the standard calendar. Yeah.
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
This is a big day.
It
Very
is.
exciting.
And for me, like, I felt like with everything that was going on with sort of the whole debacle to finally getting to Star Trek Discovery, I actually was surprised we got like a trailer as soon as we did. And this release date is surprisingly soon for me.
Yeah,
Is
and,
that bad
and
or
we
good?
talked about, last week we talked about Kurtzman had made some comments. Frosty from Collider.com interviewed him, and they were talking about how there's a lot of hope there. The show's going to be, he thinks it's going to be good. And the studio's given as much time as they need to work on it. That's why we had the delays.
Yeah.
And we're going to have 15 episodes. And I think I'm the only one who's actually getting CBS All Access. So I'm charged at the door. People, you want to come over watch it in my house? You got to pay $5.
You know what the worst part is that it may be less expensive for me to go fly and live in London for 7 weeks because Netflix International is going to get
Really?
Star Trek. They just announced it today. Netflix International gets Star Trek Discovery. The only places that you won't be able to get it are the U.S. and Canada. So cheerio, Londoners. Guess who's coming over to hang out with you guys for 7 weeks? Me, David, Emma, and Sinead taking the Concorde. Is that still a thing?
The Concorde.
No, the
I guess they're
Concorde
in,
is
like,
not a
2
thing
hours.
anymore. No, it's not
Dang,
there.
it
Yeah, it's not a
isn't.
Concorde
thing.
is like way gone.
Yeah, it's way
yeah, it's
gone.
been
But
gone.
Cool. Well,
it would be nice if we could do that. We could
Yeah.
just
British
fly to
Airways.
London.
Just take good old fashioned British Airways.
we're on our way over. Piccadilly and Star
We can
Trek.
watch Poldark over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Broadchurch?
Broadchurch.
Little Orphan
Broadchurch is
Black?
already done over there.
Oh, man.
That comes out next week.
I
Actually,
know.
this week.
I know, because I've
Yeah.
been watching Orphan Black on BBC
yeah,
America.
BBC America.
And we're getting some Broadchurch
Yeah.
teasers.
Mhm.
Hey-yo. All right, we got a Star Trek release. What's first, Sinead?
Ryan Murphy's American Crime Story franchise is getting a little schedule change. So everybody just take a moment and please update your shared Google calendars to
Do
mark
it.
this change.
Mark it, David.
All right. Originally, the next anthology in the series was supposed to focus on the fallout from Hurricane Katrina. However, because of production timelines and expensive water sequences, the American Crime Story will now air the Versace murder series and then 6 months later air the Hurricane Katrina story. You've been told, David, were you looking forward to the Versace story more or less than the Hurricane Katrina story?
I think for what Ryan Murphy does, I feel like the Versace story is better for his type of storytelling, just because he's a little saucy, he's a little spunk in there. He loves gossip. He's out there. He's flamboyant. He has shows like Glee and all these. This is his kind of a show. Not that he can't do well with Katrina, because OJ has some serious subject matter too, and he handled that well. But in terms of the celebrity and the spectacle, Versace is so much more up his alley than Katrina. So I'm more excited about this, but I'm also very interested to see what Katrina's going to be like.
Poster of Penelope Cruz?
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz as Donatella with like the two models.
Yeah.
She looks incredible.
Yeah.
Penelope always looks good. Yeah. I'm
Blonde
excited. And then
brunette,
wait
okay.
6 months. So we're getting 2 new American crime stories within a year.
In 2018.
And 2018 is great.
Yeah, I have to totally agree with you, David. But that being said, as you say, because Ryan Murphy is so good at like the spiciness and adding like the kind of flamboyant flair to his stories in like a totally compelling way that's not like over the top in a way that it's like off-putting.
Like a glitter cannon? It's
Right.
not like the glitter cannon of
Right,
TV. Yep.
exactly. So I am really curious to see how he handles the Hurricane Katrina stuff. That being said, I totally agree with you that Versace is so up his alley, and this murder is so interesting anyway.
Weird. I really wish that Ryan Murphy, we got that movie a little while back that stunk about John Lennon's murder.
Oh, dang.
I would love Ryan Murphy to do the John Lennon murder
Yep.
and the Ronald Reagan assassination, or the assassination attempt of Ronald Reagan. I think that would be a Ryan Murphy, a cool story up Ryan Murphy's alley. For me, and I know I'm in the extreme minority on this one, but I watched Treme. I watched every episode on HBO of Treme, and that is a series that was helmed by the right people because it's slow, it's very deliberately paced
David
TV.
Simon.
David Simon, yeah. It was, and it followed all of that Katrina stuff. And I have ties to New Orleans, and I've been there a bunch of times since Katrina, and it is still, there are parts of that city that are still very, very much still recovering from Katrina. So it is still a very viable storyline, but I think it's almost been done, and it's so fresh in our minds that I don't think we're going to learn a ton that we didn't learn from Treme. If you didn't watch Treme, then this will be great. But the Versace stuff for me is way more interesting, and like you said, that's Ryan Murphy. That's, stamp it, book it,
Yeah.
hire the pilot. That's
think,
Ryan Murphy.
I think the only reason that there is, again, some sort of viability in that Hurricane Katrina story is because it is going to be Ryan Murphy's take on it, which will certainly be interesting.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
And they're bringing back Sarah Paulson,
Yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr., and Sterling K. Brown, all for Katrina.
Yeah,
So
it's a good cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Sinead. Well, Sinead.
When it was announced that Lionsgate was going to take the John Wick franchise to television, it was met with a seemingly mild fan reaction. The movies are successful, and John Wick 3 is currently in development, as well as Keanu Reeves practicing gun fu in his backyard shooting range on YouTube. But The Continental, the TV show's working title, is quickly gaining a life of its own. Chad Stahelski, who directed both Wick films, is excited about the vast world they can create with Continentals all over the planet and what's possible with TV now, and even teasing a possible Keanu Reeves appearance on the show. So, Josh, how many people are queued up to die in the series?
Man, they are going to kill so many people. Like, it is going to be awesome because John Wick 2, there was a kill meter, I think it's like 138 kills. John Wick 1 was like 94 or something absurd like that. So you're going to get a series. Obviously, this can't live on network television. So
No.
this is, and I don't even know, I guess the violence behind it, Christ, you can do it on an FX, I guess.
Yeah.
Or something
well,
like that.
and the
but-
other thing is, too, I think is, the violence is so over the top that it almost falls into that comedy realm. Like, it's not real.
There are some points in the Wick movies where you can't help but laugh.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that on purpose. It's almost like at the end of a sequence, you're like, everyone's like giggling a little bit.
Exactly.
Just because you're like relieved that people are stopped dying.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember I saw John Wick 2 with my dad. He's like, that's a bit much. It was a little too much for him.
I saw it with my future father-in-law, and I think after like the first 15 minutes, I giggled a couple times. He leaned and goes, are you one of those people that laughs during action movies? And I was like, because I asked for like his hand for Amanda's Hand in Marriage from him 15 minutes after John Wick 2. So I was like, all right, no laughing during John Wick 2. Gotta really pave the way here. Gotta really pave the way. But
Wait, that was how you like approached it? You went and saw John Wick 2 and then were like, hey, I want to marry your daughter?
He's trying to bro out as much as humanly possible.
if you guys want to know the story, went to see John Wick 2. Then we went and filled some propane tanks, got some horse feed, and chopped some wood.
That's right, 'cause she lives on a ranch.
On the ranch.
Yeah.
And
right.
then I asked if I could marry his daughter, and he was like, sure. Cool. And then I swung an axe and totally whiffed. So it was real sweet. But back to John Wick and the Continental series, tangent, if we will. I think that this has like a cool potential of having like anthology minis.
Yeah.
Right? You have, you go to France or you go to the Middle East or somewhere
Yeah.
like in Africa and there are these Continentals and you have assassins all over the world. This has that scoping thing that you would love to see because it's not like John Wick is some insane thriller and you're finding all these twists and turns and it's like Man from U.N.C.L.E. No, this is gun fu. This is just killing. I love it.
Straight action. I feel like everybody should thank me for this because you can go find it, but at least probably like 10, 11 months, I said on Collider, the Continental needs to be made into a TV show. And then you don't even have to have John Wick in it. You could just follow the people that check into the Continental. So you're welcome. Thanks for stealing
There's
my
a reason
idea.
Sinead DeFries is on Collider TV Talk. She brings the hot heat right there. Continental.
No
straight
credits,
up.
though. No credits.
No. But it's okay. We'll get there.
It's all right.
Sinead, Continental, created by Sinead DeFries.
Because I want to learn more about like the mythos surrounding John Wick. I mean, every hotel, Continental, has their own manager. And they're very interesting characters. Like in John Wick 2, I think he went to Rome.
Yeah.
And that hotel manager seemed interesting. We don't get to know him very well. So you could focus on the managers, what goes on inside the hotels, like the network, focus on different assassins. Because in John Wick 2, there's a lot of them. When they make a call and there's a hit out on somebody, it seems like half of New York City is an assassin.
Right.
So
Yes.
I'm definitely down to see more of
Yeah,
that.
again, it's like you have this whole like sort of league of assassins, so to speak, in a very different way than like Arrowverse League of Assassins. But you know what I mean? But there's a whole organization and there's definitely a lot to explore there. And as you say, Macuga, I think like anthology series, like you can
It lends
have
itself.
you can have 3 episodes focus on Paris, and then the next 3 episodes focus on Sri Lanka or something. you know?
Agreed, 100%. We got a show, guys. We
Yeah.
got a little John Wick.
I'm watching it.
Okay, so next up, we had 4 trailers dropped this week that were all very different, but very good, I think. Ray Donovan season 5, which if you're not watching Ray Donovan, I think that one is one of the more underrated shows. And a lot of people think that it jumped the shark in like season 3 and 4.
I got last season 4. I watched a couple episodes. I'm like, I've seen enough. Like,
Really?
I get it.
See,
He's a
love
troubled
last-
man. He's got issues. He's got a family. I get it.
Tom Hardy and Liev Schreiber are the greatest grunt actors in Hollywood.
Well, Liev Schreiber's fantastic. I think I just saw enough of it. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Season 4 for me started very, but then it gained an awesome steam because this was the first season where you really had a charm in Mickey. Anyway.
Yeah, John's voice is incredible.
Yeah. Season 5, I really enjoyed this trailer. Then Friends from College was a vision.
That looks so fantastic.
Because
to
the
me.
first trailer, remember, it was just like them at a dinner table doing
Yeah.
coke. And I was like, okay, I mean,
Yeah.
this is a funny sketch, I guess. But I don't know if I see a series out of this.
No, but now that they've given it a little bit of scope where it looks like, Keegan, Michael Key's character and Kobe Smulders are like moving back into the city and they're getting like, they were trying to like live a responsible adult life and now they're back in the city and they're just bopping around with all of their college crew and that scene where 2 of the women are having a conversation and it's like, I don't know why they're calling it an affair. And she's like, because you're both married to other people and you're sleeping together? Like
It's basically the tagline for Ashley Madison.
Yeah.
Joke. No, but I thought this trailer was super fun. It reminded me, I said before camera started rolling, it reminded me of the big, like a modern version telling of The Big Chill.
Yeah, it to me,
It's a great movie.
It felt, I don't know, it feels real to me. I know it's like there's like a little bit of element of over the top comedy, but I don't like
I don't think it looks anything not unreal.
Yeah, it just I like how grounded it seems in like actual issues that people deal with as you attempt to kind of grow from being a young person into an adult. And,
Agreed.
You know,
And these are adults that are like either regressing or progressing
Yeah.
and I think in today's world, at least in my adult world, is that it's so fun to kind of just always try and act young. And I know my dad is 69, 68 now, whatever. He still tries to act like he's in college and hang out with us all the time. And the old man can't slug, but he can try and hang if he wants to. And that's what I think this show, it kind of like gets me excited. I'm like, this is what me and my friends would do if we were all living in the city.
Yeah, it can be, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
I was looking at you.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm just hesitant because I don't watch a lot of comedies, so
Okay.
I'm not hesitant because of the trailer. I thought the trailer was actually a good trailer. I'm just like, I'm not sure how, I don't know how it's going to hit me.
Cody, is there anybody British in this show that we can somehow sell David on? I think you would like this show, man. I think you would really, really like this show.
Okay, I'll go give it a shot.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's as good as Fleabag.
Fleabag is awesome.
Yeah.
Fleabag is really
I think the only potential downfall it could have is if it doesn't contain a little bit of optimism.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
for
if
sure.
it's like
It's like Louis.
if it gets really down on like, oh, you know, these people just
Which
never
is like-
grow up.
What was that show on HBO with the Duplass?
Oh,
Mark
yeah.
Duplass,
Yeah. I actually like that show. Togetherness.
Togetherness,
Togetherness.
exactly.
God, that
They
show
have a new
was-
show, Room 104 or something.
Yeah, but
108,
that's
whatever.
like a little
That's
out there.
Duplass. Yeah, that's Duplass Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's DuckTales.
Yes.
The first episode, I believe, is called Woohoo.
Amazing.
That's the first
amazing.
episode.
Is that what it's
Hour-long episode.
Yeah, and that airs August
August, and
23rd,
it
24th.
takes a break and then comes back in
yeah,
September.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little break.
Sinead, have you watched any of these trailers yet?
I watched like all of them, I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I don't think I watched the Defiant ones, but
Okay,
I definitely watched
that's
DuckTales Friends from
Did
College.
you watch DuckTales? I know that was a little past your time.
No.
Or
Yeah.
before your time.
And-
sorry.
See,
A
you're
little
like me.
before.
DuckTales is like when you always say member berries, right? They're like member
It's
berries.
good member berries.
It is.
Oh, it is.
It
no.
is. But I'm not going to watch this show.
Wow.
I'm not gonna
I'm
watch DuckTales.
absolutely going to watch this
You
show.
gotta watch the pilot. You gotta watch at least the hour. But we have to review DuckTales.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
For
fine.
me, this new open, because what it is it's the trailer for it is just the new opening credits,
Yeah.
and it's the same song from the original series.
But Carly Rae Jepsen singing it.
Yes,
Right? Is that who that is?
Is it Carly Rae Jepsen?
It just sounds like Carly Rae Jepsen.
Anyway.
She did the Fuller House intro too. Maybe that's
Get
like
out of town, really?
I swear that's her singing it.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
Maybe that's her new thing.
She just does old TV themes.
yeah, that's her whole. That's Carly Rae Jepsen's entire career now.
Her next album is just old TV things.
yeah.
And
With
they're
the-
extended with guitar solos.
When the Jeffersons make a comeback, Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah.
You take the good, you take the bad. Thanks a lot. Put 'em under on the thanks a lot. It's Carly Rae. Jeez. Oh, man, I'm sweating it out in this thing now.
But anyway, no, the DuckTales thing to me though, it felt like the right balance of new and old. I don't know if you agree with me on this, David.
I
or
do.
Not.
The animation's a little different. When I first saw the animation, I wasn't sure about it. As I've seen more of it,
Yeah.
I like it. And we get David Tennant, Broadchurch.
I know.
It's Scrooge McDuck.
I
That's a
didn't
horrible
know
Scottish
that
accent. I'm sorry
what
about
I
That
wanted.
was brutal,
That's
Poldark.
bad. I'm
that
sorry.
was really
Sorry.
bad.
I didn't know that what I wanted more than anything in my life was for David Tennant to be Scrooge McDuck until he was, and
Yeah.
I'm so jazzed for this show.
And then finally we have the Defiant Ones. This is that one. I mean,
yeah.
this is a documentary series that just hits me in the right spot because I love that era of rap music. Unlike today, which I don't think really.
I'm surprised
even
these
comes
guys
close.
just made it out. Like I just saw All Eyes on Me on Friday, and of course, you have straight out of Compton, and just seen how Dre and these guys. I mean, they had some close calls.
Yeah.
They barely made it, you know. So
yeah.
and they have all the success now. So I can't wait to watch that.
All four of these I think really hit it. Sinead, I'm intrigued in the fact that because you're not old enough really to know what like the friends from college would kind of be like. I feel like that's maybe mine. Did that interest you at all?
Yeah, I mean, like this trailer I thought was better than the first one, but the first one was so like blah to me
Okay.
that I am having a hard time forgetting about it.
Okay.
But I do agree with you. I did think this one was better. The first one was like they threw the pizza at the wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just when I watched it, I was like, like maybe.
I have to say, I'm finding more and more that like those first teaser trailers for things are not.
Why are they doing those?
Yeah, they're not doing
Because
a
they
service.
feel like they have to, I guess,
Yeah.
or like they don't have something solid put together in time, and then all of a sudden it's trailer time, and so they throw something at you. But it almost works against this
Yeah.
show, in my opinion, because that first trailer literally gave me I had zero feelings. I was just like, all right, cool.
It's honestly, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, we're gonna go into some finale talk, and then we're gonna do a pilot review, and then the show goes on. I don't know why I just did that.
Summarize.
All right.
So I've been off a week, Sinead. I'm losing the sharp
And
edge.
then the show goes on.
It goes on.
Something
folks.
else happens.
Title in there or something. All right. Yes. All right. We've got the American Gods finale. Now listen.
Come to Jesus.
Come to Jesus. All those Jesuses were awesome. That was super
amazing.
funny. I think one of the funniest Easter parties you'll ever go to. Here is my thought of the whole American Gods series and then of the finale.
Here it comes.
Okay. No, it's okay. I really enjoyed this, but nothing happened. Legitimately, we got some really cool little vignettes mixed with a little bit of a road trip, mixed with some like character introductions that were very off the wall and didn't take us anywhere, explained very little. But I understand that that's what the book is like. And maybe because I didn't read the books that I'm a little bit off on this. And maybe this is a book that I should read. But all this did was set up a season 2. This was an introductory 8 episodes. 8 episodes of an entire season that introduced us and set us going for season 2. That's a little bit of blue balls. That is like really tough on the brain for me. So for the season finale to give us legitimately like one snippet of, okay, so he was responsible for this. Spoiler alert's up there. So Wednesday was always responsible for the murder of the wife
Right.
and da-da-da-da. And then she kills everything, and I love Kristen Chenoweth. The fact that it took us 8 episodes to get to Kristen Chenoweth is so upsetting because she was amazing. She is so beautiful, and she was so cool, and she's so loving. And Ricky Whittle's best performance when he clearly falls in love with Easter,
with Ostera. Yeah.
right?
Which Wednesday warns him not to do that.
Correct.
Right.
But how can you not?
Yeah.
Turns around. I mean,
She has bunnies everywhere.
She does. I loved her like talking with the bunnies too.
yes.
That was so.
I know.
It was
Like
so
Wednesday
well
has his
played.
ravens, and she's got her
Yeah,
bunnies.
yeah.
But again, this was legitimately. This is going to sound terrible, and I'm sorry, but just go with me on this one. This is like going to a strip club. You get absolutely nothing, right? You get a lap dance, but there's no like, you're not going to walk out of there with a girlfriend or like, unless you go to the trashiest strip clubs in the world and they're giving out back alley BJs. Like strip clubs give you nothing. And that's what I got from this season. Like I got really fun television that gave me legitimately nothing.
Yeah.
I got more from Westworld and I hated that show.
I'm not going to disagree with you that this was a lot of setup. I mean, and they're only maybe halfway through the book. So
Okay.
to me, it was really interesting to watch this and go, they were banking on season 2.
Yes.
Because what we got was not a conclusion. I'm very much of the opinion that, especially with the season 1 where you don't know if you're going to get more, like it needs to be a little bit more of a complete story. I'm totally with you. I adored
Episode 7 was just an Irish leprechaun tale.
Right.
It's a very good one.
It was
I loved
fantastic.
it. No, it was
I
great.
loved it. But that's the penultimate episode.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
it
for
was,
yelling.
it was all set up of Matt Sweeney's backstory.
Yes,
and
yes.
But I agree with you, like Kristen Chenoweth as Ostera was unbelievable. She was
So good.
so perfectly cast. And you totally got why Shadow immediately fell in love with her. And I love that we addressed the idea that she did take a deal with the new gods. And that is why all of these pagan traditions of like the eggs and the bunnies and all these things that are actually associated with the fertility festivals of the goddess of the spring are now part of Christian Easter. And the fact that like media, Gillian Anderson's character calls her out like, oh girl, the only reason that you're even relevant is because you're now associated with a Christian holiday.
And I love that part.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Gillian Anderson, Jesus
Holy-
H.
yeah.
Any scene that she was in this entire 8 episodes was my favorite scene in
The woman who
show.
played Bilquist too. She
Oh,
doesn't say a lot, but
dang.
she's fierce.
I
man.
liked-
she's just
and-
like,
and I-
she's
Wait, is
scary.
Bilquist the one that eats the people?
The,
with
yeah,
banana?
the Queen of Sheba. Yeah.
Holy jeez, oh, Pete.
I loved also that this episode was so focused on bringing all of these women characters into the forefront. Not that they haven't been. For goodness sake, Laura's gotten the most character development of anybody on this whole freaking
By
show.
far.
Like Laura, I went from the course of the episode that was all about her hating her to absolutely loving her.
I never thought I'd really get into Emily Browning because I mean I remember it's like, oh, that's a girl from Sucker Punch. But
Yeah.
I love her now. She's so good.
She's fantastic.
Especially
on this show.
in last week's episode,
Yes.
when she's playing 2 different people, but there has those parallels there, and that wasn't originally not going to happen. They were going to cast somebody else.
No, that was
but Michael
so
Green
brilliant
and they
casting
were just
her.
like, and Brian Fuller were like, she's so good. Let's just use her for both parts.
Yeah.
and it worked off.
It did. It worked really well.
Yeah.
And I loved the interaction between her and Kristen Chenoweth's character, Ostera, where she's like, and again, like, Kristen Chenoweth just has this beautiful composure about her through the whole episode, and it's so freaking good. So then at the end, when she does basically like revoke the rights of spring and like kills everything, and she just like lets her hair down.
Awesome.
It was so good.
It was honestly, it was a really magical conclusion to the season.
But nothing happened in the whole season.
Like nothing happened, and I felt, and he
The
finally
writers-
says he's
yeah.
Odin, and there's that unbelievable like lightning strike, right? And he hits Gillian Anderson, and the effects on Crispin Glover's face, and what's the kid's name? What do we call him?
Technology boy.
Technology boy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. It was such a cool little standoff right there, right? But I wanted that in episode 3 or 4.
I thought
to,
we were at
launch
least.
me into.
I didn't realize because like at the end, the whole build up is to like this meeting in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I assumed we were gonna at least get to that.
No.
And then all we see is the bus kind of pulling up, and I was like, oh, we're not gonna get the meeting.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that's where season 2 starts.
And
is-
Jim's
Well,
gonna head
and-
there too, right? Because he dumped him out of the
Well,
cast.
this is different. So, all right, like you guys were saying, it's a bold move to really hold back as much as they did.
Really
Stars must have
bold.
told Brian Fuller, like, you guys have like a 92% chance you're going to get renewed unless it just bombs. So, like,
Right.
okay, let's set
Yeah.
up the series
Yeah.
like this, because I'm sure they signed at least 2-year contracts with their main actors. So, what's interesting though, look at the leftovers. They knocked out the whole first book in season 1. That
Right.
wasn't really meant to go on more, but they're like, oh, we can keep going. So it's like it's weird they held back so much. That's a very bold move.
Incredibly bold mood. And again, it's like you've gotten to be introduced to so many characters in these really fun and interesting ways. And as you say, Josh, it's like every individual episode has been
Awesome.
really great.
Awesome.
But it didn't really go anywhere. I mean, obviously, like with the ending of this episode, it is the old gods declaring war on the new gods, basically being like, no, we are still gods. We're going to make people remember us and pray to us and
You
stop
wanna
worshiping.
pray.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like stop
awesome.
worshiping media and technology and all the, the new gods. But again, there hasn't really been a clash
Right.
so
No,
far.
right?
Yeah.
And it it was so good.
Yeah.
And just
It's really
it
good.
really and don't I know that probably people out there are like, you're an idiot. It is so good, right? But I want more.
Yeah.
I wanted more.
It's a good feeling
And
to
I guess that's but like yeah.
But as seasons go, if I was going to rank this among some of the best seasons of television, it wouldn't make like the top 10 because
No.
it does leave you like, you don't really feel satisfied. You
But
want more,
Right.
but you don't really feel satisfied with the ending.
but it's
yeah.
had some amazing
It has,
episodes
yeah.
of television
It has,
in it.
yeah.
But I do
Yeah.
have to agree with you. Like, I watched this episode and I was like, is that really the season 1 finale?
Exactly. That's when it ended. I had to go back and I looked on Collider.com and I was like, "Yep, season finale."
That's
yeah,
it.
great.
That's it.
There it
All
is.
right, let's go to Handmaid's Tale.
Now, unlike American Gods, which
Yes.
has taken its sweet time, Handmaid's Tale basically ended where the book ends.
Okay.
So
So
in
we're
the end of
going George R. R. Martin kind of.
Kinda, yeah. Okay, so like at the end of Handmaid's Tale, so first of all, the book Handmaid's Tale is all framed around them having discovered these basically like tapes that Offred made where they're hearing about like her time as a handmaid, and they
Where is
aren't-
she in the book then? Is she
we
like
don't
in
know.
Canada?
It's way in the
Oh.
future. It's way in the future that they like discover what happened during the time that like Gilead was a thing. And so it's framed with like basically a professor at a college like teaching this course at the beginning and the end. And it does end with her getting put in a van and getting shipped away somewhere,
We don't
and
know.
Nick saying to her like, it's okay, these people are coming to help you, but we really don't know. So that was the thing that I really appreciated about Handmaid's Tale, is that if this had been the only season, like that was an ending.
Yeah, agreed. I think here's the thing. I enjoyed the show. I didn't love it.
Right.
I thought it was very, very, very slow. Great acting, great performances, but that's I think that's you need to have great performances within a great structure. And it had some good structure and it had some amazing moments. I honestly think, and I rarely say this anymore, but I honestly think Handmaid's Tale would have made an incredible movie. I think it would be a better movie.
They made a movie of it one
Did
time.
they?
It's not good.
Ah,
But they
feck.
also tried to like make it into an erotic thriller.
Ooh.
I think I said actually when the
Go
first,
on, Emma Fyffe.
I actually said when
Don't
the,
mind
when
me.
the
We're
first,
going,
so when the first Hunger Games film came out, I actually was like, I want to see this team do Handmaid's Tale because I think
The
they'll get the
entire
dystopia.
series, I kept thinking to myself,
of
this
it.
would be a better Hunger Games movie.
Yeah, I was like, they would get the dystopia of it in a way that, like, the previous in the old movie, like all of the women wear like these weird red veils, and it's weird. But I felt the show, and I as you guys know, I absolutely loved the show. I felt it really captured that essence of the book, of this idea of these people coming together to resist and kind of like making the most out of the situation that they're in. Elisabeth Moss, for me, like every time she had an interaction with the commander, especially as she went on and she kind of like learned how to play that part. Like even at one point he says to her, like, he asks her if the baby is his. And she's like, of course it is.
Yeah.
He's like, you're so good at that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
because this was very much framed, this finale with the opening and the ending of, if they didn't want us to become an army, they shouldn't have given us a uniform.
Right.
And we see that come together at the end of this episode
the rocks.
when all of the handmaids refuse to stone Janine to death.
Yeah.
And that is it, because they're in such an oppressed society. That is such an act of rebellion, and it's so satisfying.
I saw a really funny sign at one of the Trump marches that said, "I'd hate to be the guy that pissed off all these women." And that's how I felt in a lot of this show, especially in the finale, is like, I'd hate to be the guy that pissed off all these women.
Yeah.
Because there is like I got a sense of closure from it, and also a sense of kind of hope and everything towards a season 2.
Absolutely.
Like I could see a season 2, and however they want to do it, I really... I mean, there were points in the show where I was bored to tears, but there were points in the show where I thought this was a great show. Maybe it's better served in 6 episodes.
Yeah, I think they could have absolutely done
Whereas
it in
American
6.
Gods should have done 10. Maybe Handmaid's Tale does 6 or 8.
I don't know.
But it was after the first couple episodes where I was like, I'm never watching this stupid show. I hated it. I kept watching. I was like, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I want to have as an American, and the rest of the world doesn't have what we're doing. Like in this series, Canada's fine, Mexico is fine. A lot of these other countries, they send them to these other countries. I really would hope that America would never actually succumb to something like this. That we have a more of a free society that would rebel.
But they're not really painting the other societies in a very positive light either, because they're not doing anything about
Correct.
it.
You're right.
And that's the point of the whole thing with Mexico. And like, well, you know what? We understand that like America has become the Republic of Gilead, and they have adopted this very extreme way of living that is theoretically based in Christianity, very, very extreme Christianity, which I really liked. That they had that moment when Offred went to get the package, when she got it from the guy at the like butcher counter at the shop, and he said to her, "Peace be with you," because in the book they explained that like they hang Catholics, and so anyway, But again,
peace be with you. If you're at church and the Father will say, "Peace be with you," and you respond to him, and also with you.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a greeting. Paul does it in his letters to the Corinthians. And all that kind of stuff.
Right.
yeah. So again, it's like the idea that nobody is coming to save us because everyone's looking in from the outside and they're going, well, on some level, this is working because children are being born. It's really, really creepy and unsettling.
I think the one episode I liked of the whole season was probably the one when the diplomats from Mexico came over. That was the one time I liked it because then we got to see somebody else's reaction to what was going on. It reminded me a lot of Leftover season 1. It is such a brutal show, just week after week. It just hits you over the head, and it's like, I don't know if I want to watch another season. Yeah. It's brutal. It's too much. Like Leftovers was like that too, but it got a little more playful in season, even though it was still heavy. And there needs to be something else going on for me. A little bit, just lighten it up. I realize it's dark times. Just lighten it up.
I agreed.
But Moira got out.
Moira did get out.
That's true. She did.
Yeah.
She got that truckload hat on. She's like, I'm going. Here we go.
Moira got out.
Yeah.
After being like, I don't know, I think I'm just gonna live at Jezebel's forever.
She's great. She said a great,
Samira Wiley.
like Orange is the New Black. You're the Worst. She's a psychiatrist. She's a great actress.
She was
I
great
like
in You're
her.
the Worst.
Yeah, she got out, which is hopeful for season 2, of course. She got reunited with Luke. Luke knows that June is alive. So I think that there's definitely a lot of places for them to go in season 2, and I am excited.
Okay, so if I was gonna do my excitement level for like season 2 of Handmaid's Tale versus American Gods, I would say for Handmaid's Tale I'm like at a 5. For American Gods I'm like an 8.5. Like I just Handmaid's Tale to me felt like I was like, this is great. I really wish they would have stoned that woman, Miss Lydia. Like, stone her.
Lydia.
Get rid of her. Because she was stoned in The Leftovers. Just stone. Oh, no, it was the other woman that got
Yeah,
stoned.
It was not her, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, she died, but yeah. I mean, both obviously two very different shows. Handmaid's Tale to me, I just like had a lot of trouble with the pacing of it.
Praise be.
Praise be.
May the Lord open. Blessed be the fruit.
lot of one-liners.
I'm going to watch season 2. I'm going to watch it. I'm
Okay.
gonna stick
I
with
mean,
it.
yeah, I'm definitely
gonna
gonna
stick with
watch
I
it.
trust Emma. I'm going to stick with it.
It was Emma's go-to.
I love it.
I'm going to stick with it, Emma.
It was
First show I've
amazing.
seen Emma's enthusiasm for.
No, I'm
post-anime.
glad she likes it.
Post-anime, this is Emma's jam. All right, let's talk about a very, very, very different show. We're going to do a little pilot review here of Blood Drive on Sci-Fi.
Oh, boy.
Starring the lovely Christina Ochoa, who I'm currently talking to about bringing her on to come talk to some TV talkers. Yeah, she's friends with Tiffany Smith.
Oh,
She's great. She's going to be in the
nice.
upcoming Valor on the CW. She's in Animal Kingdom on TMT, and she's crushing it in this show. These shows don't really appeal to me at all. Like I didn't. It's just it's not my wheelhouse. Like bloody, gutsy, that kind of stuff.
Super campy.
Super campy.
Very campy.
Like I
yeah.
tell you, like it was a fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
For
no
me,
pun intended.
what I took away from this was that I didn't know that I really wanted there to be a Mad Max TV show, and I really want there to be a Mad Max show.
Yeah, that would be a ton of
You
fun.
know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I wanted it to be more like that. Like, I didn't want there to be as much like organized society as there was. Like, I wanted total anarchy.
Agreed. What'd you think, Dave?
I was entertained. It's so for those who don't know, it's part of the Grindhouse, Robert Rodriguez, Tarantino kind of thing where cars need blood for fuel.
Yeah.
Because gas prices are expensive. Oil barrels like $5,000 a barrel or something like that. So you need blood, which really doesn't make sense, but it's not supposed
It's like
to
the
make
one
sense.
Seinfeld episode when Kramer stores his blood in the hood of Jerry's car.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Mandelbaum
yeah,
episode.
it fuels. So there's this race for all this money. It's like $2 million or something like that. A race around
10
the-
million.
10 million. Sorry,
Yeah.
10 million. So people will be set for life, and this cop and this like kind of rogue woman team up, and it's. I don't know. I thought it was entertaining for one episode. I don't think I could watch like 8 to 10 episodes of this. A little bit too much. A little too much.
Agreed. What about you, Sinead? What'd you think?
So like, so a show like Ash versus Evil Dead, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Super over the top, super like cornball, but not
But
like
funny.
Yeah, and I guess like cornball is not even the right word. It's like not campy, but you know what I mean. Like
It's that very particular style of comedy that Bruce Campbell manages to pull off.
And it, even the way that they act, it's like it's all kind of a joke, but it's still like a good show and super entertaining.
Yeah.
This was just like stuck somewhere in the middle. So it was almost like there were times so for example, in the pilot, they switch to like a commercial and they play a joke on you.
It's the Grindhouse.
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah,
they
yeah,
say
yeah.
like to get your blood out. Oh, we have this new product.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 right? That to me,
How'd it go again?
we have a new product. You want your blood
That's
out
actually
your clothes? We got
verbatim
you.
the script of the commercial.
Like, right? And they're like pouring body parts on this pair of white shirt, and then they're showing you how you can clean it. That commercial didn't fit the show to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 100%.
I agree
You know
with
what I'm
you, Sinead.
saying? Like
I-
it was just a little bit underneath the point of
Yeah.
so corny that I could actually like super get into it.
Totally.
I think you totally nailed it because I agree with you. Like, I couldn't decide if the actors were taking the show seriously or not. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, if
Exactly.
you're meant to take it seriously
Exactly.
or if it really is meant to be a comedy. Whereas, like, with Ash vs. Evil Dead, obviously, like, that show still has a lot of heart and you care about the characters a lot.
Right.
But it's definitely a comedy.
Well, it knows what it is.
Yes, yeah.
And the actors know what it is. This, I will say that the sheriff,
like a
the
feeling-
head police officer,
Yeah.
Right.
she was the closest to
Yes.
me of
Yes,
being
I agree.
understanding like you can't really act seriously in a show like this.
Right.
The whole show wasn't supposed to be acted seriously, I
Agreed.
thought.
You gotta get a certain
Yes.
amount of teeth. You gotta meet your teeth
Yeah.
quota every week.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, 2 more drinks are on me. Like that to me fit the show
Yeah.
way better than some of the random dialogue.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think it was fun. Again, I think this would be a cool like movie of the week on Sci-Fi, but I don't know
Sure.
about a whole
Yeah, it's
series
just-
was really for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess obviously you can just kind of keep racing. You can just keep having more
on
races
racing.
and
Yeah.
and train to get better at racing and I don't know.
We're here.
Yeah, we
Hey.
saw it.
Yeah.
We did.
We watched it.
We drove blood.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. We're done with TV. No, we got a lot more show to go, guys.
Don't you remember? The show goes on.
And then the show goes on. Coming up on one of our favorite, I love having her join us every week via satellite from Atlanta, Georgia. She was just as happy about the Penguins' victory as me. I mean, I was probably a lot happier. But Allison Keene, a brand new Penguins fan. She loved this cup run, and she's going to break down her Performer of the Week. Take it away, Allison.
Hey everybody, I'm Collider.com TV editor Allison Keene here with the latest edition of TV Performer of the Week. Once again, it's so incredibly hard to pick just one winner, and this week provided me with so many choices. But there was one scene in particular that sold me on picking Elisabeth Moss for The Handmaid's Tale. Like I say basically every time, these performers are usually standouts for the entire season. And Moss has carried a very brutal, difficult, and emotional story on her shoulders for the entire run of The Handmaid's Tale. But in the finale this past week, we saw every facet of her range as an actor. She was quiet, strong, rebellious, heartbroken, happy, anxious, literally every possible adjective. But Elisabeth Moss is above all things amazing. And the scene that really sold me this week was when, and I won't spoil anything, but when she was flipping out in the car. I won't say what causes that, but she almost brought me to tears in that moment. And there's another scene later on where she stands up against Aunt Lydia in a way that's so quietly powerful. And it's this culmination of so many storylines, and it really sets the tone for where the series might be headed next year. The Handmaid's Tale needs Moss to portray, in most scenes, a reverent meekness that is just a means of survival. But in her monologues and flashbacks, and in a few choice scenes in the present day, she is June instead of Offred, and reveals the woman beneath the shroud that is struggling to stay sane and find a way to live through the horror that is Gilead so that she can save her daughter. She wears a lot of masks within the show, and the way she handles being all these different shades of her character is complex and often heartbreaking. You probably know Moss best from her starring role as Peggy Olson on Mad Men, but you should also check her out on the crime-focused miniseries Top of the Lake, which is actually returning for a second season this year. But for now, that's Elisabeth Moss from The Handmaid's Tale, who is hugely deserving as our TV Performer of the Week. Macuga, back to you.
Keen, thank you very much. Love having you as part of the show. Keen TV on Twitter. And I think we all agree that Elisabeth Moss really put on a performance in Handmaid's Tale. You know she's going to get nominated for, I would say, an Emmy, probably an Emmy and a Golden Globe.
Yeah, I would hope so. Her and...
I think we got Top of the Lake coming out too.
Oh, I know.
Season 2.
Yeah.
I think this will be Hulu's first big show in award season.
Yeah, I think that overall, even though you guys are not quite as enthusiastic about Handmaid's Tale as I am,
I didn't say I wasn't enthusiastic.
Right. You just didn't enjoy it as much as I did, which is completely fair. But I do think that this is Hulu's first really good show.
Because Sinead and I loved Path season 1, and then it was almost like we didn't even watch Path season 2.
I watched the first episode, and I was like,
the first episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait,
this wasn't.
I didn't. What? Yeah.
And I think it was because when we started watching The Path, then we got bogged down by so much better television that going back to The Path, we were like, there's better
that was
stuff
depressing.
I'm watching.
I did hear that it got a lot better, though.
Oh, interesting.
Honestly.
Okay. All right, let's get into some highs and lows.
Woo!
We're back. We're doing it. We missed you guys last week. We're going to crush it. Sinead, take it away.
Attack on Titan.
All right, so as the season 2 finale just happened, there will be spoilers, so throw up that.
Oh, nice work, Cody.
Spoiler
Quick on the
alert.
spoiler trigger.
Dang. So David, what did you think of the season 2 overall and the finale?
Look at his eyes
specifically?
lighting up. Like you're talking pole dark, but you're talking Attack
This is
on
close.
Titan.
This is Japanese pole dart with giants, with Titans. It was crazy. So we learned a lot of interesting things. Also, a big cliffhanger.
Right.
But I love. First, I guess we're gonna go with Aaron.
Aaron.
Aaron is in control. He is the conduit. He can control Titans. Not all of them. It doesn't seem like he doesn't control the armored Titan necessarily, but he control all the minions.
All of the
lesser Titans.
Yes, the minion ones. But it seemed to me that there was a little bit of a even though he's not in control of the armored Titan, or we assume also the colossal Titan, though Bertolt didn't actually turn into the colossal Titan, we assume, I think, that they still can't quite attack him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I mean, and a lot of it was because, the armored Titan was being detained by all of sort of the Titan grunts. So for me, I think that's an interesting revelation. It was a little Deus Ex Machina for me. Because they were in this situation. So first of all, and I've been very vocal about this on social media. I had some people that were very disappointed that I did not love the season 2 finale because I I really, really, really don't like Aaron and Mikasa as a pairing. I like them as
I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, kiss, kiss,
No,
kiss.
no, they're brother and sister.
Are they?
Yes, they were
Creepy.
raised as brother and sister.
But they're not, not
David.
biologically, though.
Right, but I hate that trope so much. I hate the trope of siblings, of people that are raised together as siblings, and I understand that Aaron and Mikasa have
Like
not lived together
Clueless? Like
for
Josh
that long.
and
But-
Elle.
But
and
they
Clueless?
didn't. But they
Or
didn't
Cher?
really grow up together. Their parents were married for like a year, and then they were separate.
Got it.
Aaron and Mikasa, for a little while, have been living with Aaron's parents, and Mikasa is presented in the very first episode as being Aaron's older sister. And
So
I feel
Iris and Barry.
yes, drives me crazy.
Got it.
Wait, but the only thing, okay, so there needs to be more love in the show. There's no love. And since like, no
hello,
one,
Ymir and Krista.
yeah, but they don't. But they need to kiss or something. They got to show it. I want to see some physical love. Yeah, that's a relationship I'm also rooting for too. I love those two.
Yeah,
I like that
and-
Krista went her own way.
Right, and
did her own thing.
I
like that.
liked everything with Ymir and Krista and Ymir coming to the realization once she figured out that Aaron can control Titans, because her plan was literally to take Krista outside of the wall and just figure it out.
Yeah.
Because she's like, we can't live in the wall forever. Like, this is no life for us.
It's a tough world to live in, Josh.
Yeah.
It's not an easy world to live in.
And then
Sounds
when-
like it.
and then when
Christ,
she-
Fyffe's about to cry.
And then when she figures out that Aaron can control Titans, she does have this moment of hope of like, maybe we can actually live inside of the
Right.
walls. So just the Aaron Mikasa thing for me, when the show first started, it felt very much to me that Mikasa was presented as being this older sister sort of figure to him. You know, she was rescuing him. She was always looking out for him. And so like I feel that society and fiction to a certain degree places too much of an emphasis on like heterosexual romantic love, and that they basically are sort of devaluing the idea that the relationship between like a brother and sister is just as important. And so for me, and I fully admit that because I'm so against that pairing, and I'm also very scarred by what happened in the live action Attack on Titan movies, never watch those, they're awful. That was so off-putting to me. So then when Hannes got killed, I was like, come on, like, this show is above these cliches. Like, that's the thing I like about it, is that it is so complex and interesting.
Is it?
It
I don't know.
is.
I've never seen it.
That's just- he's talking about-
So
Well,
for me, it was like, oh, Hannes sacrificed himself. Again, like, that just felt very cliche to me.
theory, and I need to know your thoughts. Who's the blonde guy with the weird glasses?
Well, I mean, Aaron's
Emma
dad has
Fyffe?
weird glasses like that. So
Is he blonde? Have we
he's
seen
not
him?
blonde.
Let's say he's
not
brunette.
blonde,
Yeah, he's
but,
brunette, yeah.
But it seems to me like that guy is the one who's inside of the Beast
Isn't there
Titan.
something inside Aaron's like dad's house that he needs
Yeah,
to see?
the basement.
Have we seen that yet?
No. But
Come on,
apparently,
son of a
that
bitch.
is definitely happening in season 3, which is already confirmed for 2018. So, and again, like, in spite of my mixed feelings towards the finale, I am excited about season 3, but I
was just like, kiss, kiss, kiss,
no,
kiss.
no, no.
Attack on the Toyota Titan. It's a car. No. Okay, there you go. Attack on Titan. Emma. It's all right. You want to take a
Sinead's
breather?
a little freaked
Do you
out.
need-
Okay, all right,
I think
ready?
Sinead's worried.
No, I wanna talk
Sinead's
about-
worried.
All right, here we go. What's next, Sinead?
I'm exhausted. Fargo.
Fargo. First of all, Mary Elizabeth Masterson. She better get
Holy
nominated because
moly.
she is awesome in this show. We get the
Winstead.
what did I say?
Mary Elizabeth.
Masterson.
Oh, whoops, a daisy.
No.
I may have
Winstead.
just made up a person.
There
There was a Mary Elizabeth
Mary
Master
Elizabeth
Antonio.
Master
Masterson.
Antonio. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Winstead. She is incredible, and they brought back the deaf hitman from season 1. This show, is season 3 seemed like the most far-fetched of the
Yeah, a lot of
based on
people-
true
I
story.
don't disagree with you
A lot
on
of people
that.
are saying they don't like the season since they can't connect with any of the characters. I actually love the characters.
Yeah.
Me too.
But it is the most far-fetched because you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with season 2, like in the, maybe UFOs, maybe not UFOs thing, I could buy that. But this, like with the Ray Wise characters, he's like
Yeah.
God and he's going up against evil. And like, it's like these characters are really
And
weird.
now it's just like everyone named Stussy is being murdered.
in order to
and-
cover up the original murder and
Yeah.
like trying to serial killer aspect. And I'm telling you what, listen, I'm all for artistic television, but if they show a close-up of his fucking teeth one more time, I'm going to lose my effing mind. I'm sorry for swearing.
It's like, what's his name in his feet
didn't
in Night
actually
of?
swear.
In Night of.
Yeah, it's like the
yes.
feet thing in Night of, yeah.
I swear, I just cannot look at that man's teeth. And that is such a cool little character thing. He's always playing with that toothpick and everything. And it shows if you're bulimic, that's what it's going to do to your teeth. But Jesus H,
Yeah.
But so next week, we will do a full finale review
Yeah.
of Fargo. I love this season. And we have a finale review of Better Call Saul next week as well, which is next.
What?
Which is next.
Yeah.
You want to say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was cutting shit off last week every time. It was just,
Yeah, I'm a little like hurt by it, so
was
I need
bad.
to
It was
make
bad.
up for it.
it
Crush
was
it.
bad. I'm sorry.
Can't leave you
I
alone.
know. Oh, man.
Better Call Saul.
This is another show, just like I don't want to say American Gods, but
Spoiler alert, Saul becomes a villain in this episode.
He does.
You do
Spoiler
not.
alert.
You're not mean to old women. I almost like cried because he was so. That poor old woman was hurt.
Yeah.
She's old. She doesn't have that many years left. You
If
don't-
somebody did that to
don't
my
hurt
grandma,
them. Oh,
to my
I'd be-
beanie,
oh my
I'm
goodness.
fine. Fists.
Yeah.
I'm coming in to
Do
sandpiper.
not be mean to old people.
Yeah. Don't. Saul.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Went a
That
little
makes me
rant
really upset.
It
there.
does.
He was mean to an old woman. I felt bad for her because she was like she was crying. And, it was I couldn't handle it. I think of my grandma.
Aw.
I know. Me
handle it.
too. I'm telling you, don't mess with people's grandmas. All right.
Sorry, Josh.
What's next, Sinead?
Damn. Poldark.
Poldark is back. Episode 2 has aired, but it's not here in the States. It's just over there, in the wonderful place that is called the UK. It's not Scotland. It's not in Scotland.
I didn't say it was. I
do
didn't
you-
say any words.
Do you fly to the UK
I fly to the
every
UK
week to
every
watch
weekend.
Poldark?
I have some friends over there. Let me stay at their place. They record it for me, and I sit there and I watch Poldark. And there's another show on here we'll talk about later. Actually, let me just do it now.
Go.
I'm just going to switch. I'm sorry, Sinead.
Take
There's a
it.
show called The Loch,
Whoa.
which is out right now, too. It's like True Detective in Scotland.
Is it about the Loch Ness Monster?
It's on Loch Ness, which is Loch means lake in Scottish, and Scottish. And it's like a murder mystery. I think it's a 3-part murder mystery. It has the woman who is the head businesswoman at is it Madrigal for Gus
from-
Fring. She's British. Yeah, she's the
she
lead in this
really?
series. Yeah, she's the lead. She's the lead detective.
Very
Yeah.
So there's no Loch
Interesting.
Ness Monster in it.
No, it's not about the Loch Ness monster, but it takes place in that location.
No cameo.
It takes
even.
place like in the Highlands on Loch Ness.
I have been to Loch Ness with my dad about a year and a half ago, and I did not see a monster. There's some tourist sites you can go to and look, but there's no monster.
Ah, man.
You were looking in the wrong parts of Loch
I
Ness.
must have.
I've
Could
totally
you,
seen a monster.
You saw it there?
before. No, I have
I
not
thought you
seen a monster there
kidding?
before. But I have been to Loch Ness.
Emma
Yeah,
has
it's
seen it
beautiful. It's
all.
gorgeous.
And wild haggis. They're just all over the place.
Yeah, it's
David,
beautiful.
give us your best Scottish accent.
No.
No?
No, okay, so I went through the Braveheart,
No.
like the Mel Gibson, who was like, I've come back home to raise crops, God willing, a family. If I can live in peace, I will. Yep, it's all right. Okay, well, place is quiet. Next. Hey, Sinead, what's next? Let's go next. What's
It's
next?
almost as good as my South African with the prawns.
Next.
That's good.
It
really
is.
Good.
It's
Your
not
South
bad.
African accent needs some work. All right, Downward Dog.
Am I the only one watching it? Because
Yeah,
this
you are.
show is
Yes.
it's incredible. I get so excited when it pops on my DVR. It is the happiest 30 minutes of my week. It goes Jeopardy, then Downward Dog. This little dog is so cute. It's amazing. And Mark Riley here at Collider, he brings the dog in every day. And now I voice over Cal like he's Martin in Downward Dog. It's so much fun. If you guys aren't watching Downward Dog, it is the hit for me of like this spring, summertime.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it.
Yes.
Gamora.
I'm the only one watching it. I'm telling you, Gamora.
I like the first season. It's good.
Gamora is the most violent show on television. It makes me sick. But it's so well done. It is this show. If you think I said it twice already, I don't know. But if you think they kill and they have no problem killing people on Game of Thrones, go watch Gamora. They kill everybody.
Dang.
It is yes. And Ciro DiMarzio, the guy that's the lead, is by far the sickest, most sociopathic man in television right now, without a doubt.
Damn.
It's incredible, but it's great TV. You want to watch it? It's on Sundance. It's amazing.
Next
Yeah.
up is Orphan Black.
It's back 2 episodes in. This is the final season. I got to tell
Tatiana.
you, she is crushing it. This show is very dark, but very, very well done. There's so many storylines, and like we said before when she won the Emmy, you forget that she is the same actress in every character. That's how good she is in this show. Do you watch it?
I don't watch Orphan Black.
You would love it.
I know I would
You
love
would
it. I
love
gotta
it.
catch up
oh
on
my
it.
God, you would love
so,
it. Yeah. Okay, what's next? Schneid.
Twin Peaks.
So I think David Lynch is just trolling TV. Like this show, there's no point to the show. I mean,
No, this week there started to be a
I
point.
don't know. I mean, Oh, I love it though. I'm into it. I mean, I really do.
right.
I look forward to it. It's like I get up on Monday mornings and I watch this show. It's just, it's my hour of weirdness for the week. It is so odd. There's so many fantastic cameos.
Yeah.
You have Laura Dern and Michael Cera, all these people just come out of nowhere. Tom Sizemore, with this weird, like his hair's all black and everything. It's weird, but it's so wonderful.
There were a lot of like Easter eggs in this episode that are homages to the original series, and obviously, incorporating a lot of the plot points from the original series are kind of slowly making their way back into this narrative. But one that I just wanted to bring up that's really, really sweet is so Mark Frost, the co-creator of Twin Peaks with David Lynch, he cast his real dad, Warren Frost, in the original series. He played Donna's dad, Doc Hayward, and he's since passed away, unfortunately. But that is him in that Skype conversation that he has with the sheriff.
So he just died recently then.
Yeah,
Wow.
So they'd already recorded that ahead of time, and he had Alzheimer's, and he really wasn't doing well. But it was really nice that on like the Father's Day episode of Twin Peaks that he did get to make an appearance.
Naomi Watts is in there.
Yeah.
Cameos out the wazoo.
Yeah.
for sure.
And I
Yeah,
loved everything with Diane this week in her confrontation.
What's your name again?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and we have one more. Shanaithty.
Bachelor in Paradise has been canceled.
This
and
is a weird, very...
summer is officially over
Yeah.
before it even started. So
Well, we got, 6 more episodes of Bachelorette, basically, I think. And then Bachelor in Paradise, which was always so much, it was just watching a train wreck with booze and nudity. But it's a weird thing. Who knows what's going to happen here? ABC could be in some real hot water.
they're already there's lawsuits out against them already. So
yeah.
it doesn't look like it's coming back.
But unfortunately, I know Christian Harloff's wife was a big fan of Paradise. So this is a tough one for the Bachelor fandom.
It really is.
Yeah. All right, let's do some Twitter questions. What say you, Sinead?
All right.
All right.
Okay.
There's an accent.
Across you with some Twitter questions. No.
At
That's
J-
my Scottish. Nope.
You need to watch some more Outlander.
Yeah.
I foot off. Very fucking
Clear.
clear.
At JPEG1098 says, "Hey guys, I'm about to be graduating from high school.
Congrats,
Hey,
way to go.
That was a young
congratulations.
guy. Wow.
I know, I'm so jealous.
I had the nightmare last night. I have at least once a month where I'm 1 credit shy of graduating from college.
All the time.
All the time.
And and for me, the recurring nightmare is usually I'm taking a class. I'm enrolled in class I didn't know I was taking.
Yes.
So I'm failing that class.
Or I thought that I was going to the right class, and the whole time I was going to the wrong
No,
class.
I still have dreams that there's a test tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready.
Yeah.
It freaks me out.
Yeah, I mean, I have dreams that I didn't graduate from college, and then I remember that's my real life.
Ah,
Anyways.
Sinead crushing it. That's that South African humor. Nope, that's
Spoiler
Scottish.
alert.
Jonathan Peck said, so what is the best graduation scene in a TV series?
Best graduation scene in a TV series.
I said series, not Siri.
Syria. Oh man,
Saved by the Bell?
that's a sad one. And they walk into the hallway and it's all
Yeah.
dark. Yeah, the 90210 one was really good when they're all
Buffy
graduating.
the Vampire Slayer.
That was a good one
great
too.
when-
Yeah,
I mean, they're fighting a monster
I
also,
know, yeah.
and everything is awful, but it's great.
yeah. Those are some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Sinead?
I was gonna say, Gossip Girl has a semi train wreck of a graduation
they?
episode. It's not
Yeah.
very sentimental though.
This season of Goldberg's when Lainey was graduating and Barry ruined the graduation was actually pretty funny too. Yeah. Sinead?
All right, this one's for David.
Oh, just
Oh,
David.
wow.
So Joel says, "My wife and I love Poldark. Just finished season 2. What
course
is
you
in store for season 3?"
I mean, Ross might not be the best guy in the world. Excuse me. Sorry.
He
Wait,
got nervous.
Poldark himself may not be good?
Yeah, Ross Poldark, I don't want to spoil anything if you want to catch up. So catch up. I don't want to spoil anything, but he might not be the best guy in the world. That's all I'm saying. So can he redeem himself after his actions in season 2? That's all I'll say.
Poldark, no!
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
All right.
Dark.
Yeah.
Sinead, give me something.
Luis E. de la Pena says, "Awesome, Sinead." He addressed me by calling me Awesome Sinead. That's why I picked your question.
Shinawesome.
Yeah, he says, "What are the different genres within anime?"
There's it's everything. I mean, anime, you have to understand, like in Japan, because most anime is based on manga, which are Japanese comic books. Everyone in Japan reads manga. It's not like here where only some people read comic books. Like literally everybody reads manga because there are so many characters within the Japanese language that the rate at which you learn to read everything is a lot slower than it is in the US. So it covers everything. I mean, you have things that are literally about people living in an apartment building, or this really great manga, which is also an anime series called Sweetness and Lightning, which is a single dad raising his daughter.
I
and
watched one
learning to
about a
cook
basketball
and-
team. There's like a basketball
there's
team.
there's sports anime, there's slice of life anime. The sort
can
of
do that, Macuga.
the sort of main big ones.
Anime
in-
is one giant universe that
Yeah.
encompasses everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
It's like think like a Marvel. You have there's detective stories. There's
Yeah.
the superhero ones. You have fantasy. You have kind of something I'm making
All right,
it.
Sinéad.
Yeah.
Steven says, would you say that we're in a post-movie star era due to so many quality TV roles being around? I feel like people talk about TV stars as much as they talk about movie stars nowadays.
Agreed. I mean, I think it's obviously all in the TV show that you're on,
Sure.
and this, the actual. I mean, Jesus, Kit Harington probably can't go anywhere,
Right.
And Game of Thrones, or
Right,
Yeah.
and there's a lot more crossovers now too. There's a lot more TV stars
Yeah.
that started on TV popping up in movies.
I mean,
everywhere.
you see Susan Sarandon on
yeah.
Feud, and she's going to be in Ray Donovan season 5.
Yeah.
So.
So, and I think that it's not a post movie star world so much as now we are living in a world where there's equal weight placed on TV and film
Yeah.
in terms of stardom.
Agreed. All right, one more, Sinead.
At Kylo Ben A says, are you guys planning to do a season review of Better Call Saul?
We're not going to do a full season review. Those videos, if we pop them up, they don't really do many hits. We'll be honest with you. It takes a lot of our time, and we don't get a ton of return on it. But
Unless
we
it's
will.
Iron Fist.
Yeah, unless it's Iron Fist, then it does well. A lot of the Marvel properties will do bigger numbers, so certain things. But no, we won't do it, but we will do a full finale review and then talk about the whole season more in depth next week for sure, in the show.
Really quick, because comes up every single week, and we haven't
Yeah.
talked about it in a couple weeks. But
Okay.
at D Moyes 2 says, any update on multiple TV talks a week?
As of right now, no. We're still at once a week. There is some things going on here right now that may change very soon. We'll see. I know that we would obviously like to see it, and I think as we look at the schedule going in the summer, it may be not the time to do daily just because there's not a ton of TV to talk about. But maybe when fall hits, it'll be the perfect time to do daily. So yeah. And we will, people I know tweeted at me, yes, there will be multiple Game of Thrones shows on this channel as we're discussing Game of Thrones. So we'll talk about it on TV Talk. There will be an immediate review. There might be a full debrief breakdown with all fan questions. Game of Thrones will be heavily covered on this channel. Believe you me, there will be multiple people talking about it, including the 4 people on this panel. So,
Well,
yes, 3+. We have our own Daenerys Targaryen,
and
okay?
Sinead's smiling face.
We have our own Mother of Dragons. She's right there, and she's amazing, and she's a 10. All right. That's it here for TV Talk. I told you guys there's more show, and we got to the end of it. We did it. We're back.
What about your,
What's that? Oh, God damn it. That's almost twice in a row that I kept forgetting to do
did
it.
you like my impersonation?
I would like to hear it live.
I can do it now?
Yeah, because it's my pick of the week.
you were going to skip over.
I know.
All right, yeah.
I know. I wasn't paying attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the pick of the week.
Yeah! David Griffin! Cheers from the back row. Guys, I picked this week. I picked the Carmichael show. My good buddy Gerard Carmichael. I've known him for a long, long time. His show, it tests the boundaries of modern sitcom. It really is a very, very special show that covers everything in a very, very funny, irreverent way. And I urge all of you to go out there and watch it because I think it's very, very important. It's a very important show to watch. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. So congrats to Gerard, Willie Hunter, who helped create it. 2 good buddies of mine. Keep crushing out there, guys. Really, really enjoy it. That's me. That's the show. That's the There he is. Before we get out of here, let's go around. Where can the good people find you on the internet? Sinead DeFries.
I'm online at Sinead DeFries and at that'ssosinead.com.
David, Anthony, Poldark, Griffin, the first.
I'm at Griffin DE on Instagram and Twitter. I'm also going to be on Heroes tomorrow and then Movie Talk on Friday.
Boom. Emma Fyffe.
I am at Emma Fyffe wherever Emma Fyffes are sold.
Perfect. I'm Josh Macuga, at Josh Macuga on Twitter and Instagram, The Josh Macuga Show on YouTube. We're here every Monday in Collider TV Talk. Special thanks to Cody and Adam for always crushing it in the back. Woo! Allison Keene, it's great to be back. We missed you guys this week. We will see you next week. Until then, put down the book, pick up the remote.
Hey guys, if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll help you stay up to date with everything we've got going on here at Collider.